My word it is, it's been spectacular all season. Paul Hanare playing his last game in the NBL. Congratulations to him, and also, coincidentally, playing his 250th game. CJ Bruton, he was part of the heroics on Sunday. Kirk Penney, he was quiet by his standards, a lot expected here on the home court. Had a back injury issue throughout the week. Gary Wilkinson played less than he did throughout the regular season, but had some bronchial issues coming into the playoffs. And Thomas Abercrombie, they've been a bit of the walking wounded. He had a heel problem and put a scare through the Breakers midweek, but he's right to go.
All right, well, Will McCloy is running the sidelines for us tonight in the Cider Game 3, and he's got the head coach for the Breakers, Andre Lamanis.
That's right, I've got Andre with me. Andre, we're all still recovering from Game 2. What an epic it was. The first 3 quarters, though, probably pretty average basketball for this time of the year. Do you think that was self-inflicted or due to Cairns' defensive tactics?
We played with an anxiety at the offensive end, and we just need to settle down, play with a bit of composure, and things will work out.
Do you think you can settle down, given there's going to be so many people there cheering for you?
Yeah, it's about letting the ball do some work and just having a bit of patience at the offensive end.
All right, thanks very much, mate.
No worries.
Well, Andre Lamanis keeping his cards very close to his chest. As a matter of fact, he was doing the same before the game with you.
Well, he must have thought I was the Cairns Taipans head coach the way he spoke to me before the start of the game. But he's got his game face on, and as he should. This is a very, very serious game for him, his own career, and with what they've done throughout the regular season, 22-6, just adds a little bit extra, not only on him, but also the entire Breakers lineup.
All right, let's have a look at this Taipan starting lineup, and this is a team that have come against the odds all year long. They've been amazing. They've had support from their fans. They've even come all the way from New Zealand. Cross White is the center. Loughton needs to pick it up. Ron Dorsey's a big shot player that came through it with him in Game 2. Daniel Dillon and Ayinde Ubaka. And these guys, they have answered all the questions. Will McCloy's got Aaron Fern on the sideline.
That's right, I found Aaron Fern, and Aaron, Game 2, I'd say, was a little scrappy defensively, but a great outcome in the end. You seemed to slow the tempo down, at least for the first 3 quarters. Pretty bad basketball, but you were up in their face. You're probably looking to do that similar thing again.
Yeah, look, playoff basketball gets a little bit like that, but we need to get the game in that type of tempo. We can't go up and down 100 miles an hour with this team. We've got to grind it out, play physical, move the ball, get it through hands. We'll take our fast break opportunities when it's there, and look, that's what we have to do a good job of tonight, is get those easy baskets in transition and just not make it such a half-court slog for us, and try and get those easy hoops, get to the foul line.
Defensively, you especially had Kirk Penney worked out. He shot badly, but you seem to have him worked out. You'll be looking to close him down again.
Oh yeah, look, you try to. He's world class, and we'll definitely do the same things tonight, and have to probably tweak some things because I'll make some adjustments. But yeah, I guess in that type of game, you don't give him a lot of shots, and then when he does get those shots, it's not quite as easy. And we need to do the same thing tonight.
Best of luck, mate.
No, I appreciate it.
Well, Aaron Fern has been cool all year long, and tonight's no exception. Andrew, why don't you coolly give us your prediction on who is going to be the NBL champion, number 33?
Well, I'll coolly predict that the New Zealand Breakers are going to get the job done. As you can hear from the fans here, they're full of voice, and it's a fantastic atmosphere, and I think that alone will provide a few extra baskets for the New Zealand Breakers.
All right, don't go away. It's the decider, Game 3 here at the North Shore Event Center. The Breakers and the Cairns Taipans. We'll be right back.
Ladies love my style. At my table getting wild. Get them bottles poppin'. We get that drippin', that drop out. Now give me 2 more.
Hey, mommy. Welcome back to the North Shore Event Center in Auckland, New Zealand. Game 3 of the INET NBL Championship Grand Final. We've waited a long time, and we, Andrew, are here.
Go by. Steve, you got my prediction. Which way are you leaning?
Leaning. It's kind of like I have one leg towards New Zealand. I just think, how many miracles can Cairns come up with? A credit to their program, a credit to their fans. They've made it this far, and hell, I'd love to be surprised. And for them to surprise me one more time would be great, but I don't know. Huge task in front of this ruckus crowd. Offensive foul from Ian Crosswhite on an illegal screen, which kind of set the tone from game one.
It was away from the ball. Crosswhite didn't do a lot. Kirk Penney trying to fight over the top of that screen. Bangs into Crosswhite and they call it moving screen.
CJ Bruton brings it up. He's going against Daniel Dillon. Abercrombie and Crosswhite. This is a tough matchup for Cairns. Thomas Abercrombie just blows by in Crosswhite, but you'd expect that.
And the power of a good decoy. Kirk Penney coming off that handoff. They all go to him.
Crosswhite whips it. Ball movement for Cairns. Ubaka spins in the lane. Puts one up. Can't get it to go. Abercrombie looked like he was out of bounds when he caught it, but no call. Good feed into Gary Wilkinson. Great start for New Zealand.
Very good start, and they're going with their extended defense yet again, trying to be disruptive, also trying to generate a more up-tempo style of play. And Alex Loughton continues his woes. He's now 1 of 18 in this series, and that one he made was a tip-in.
CJ finds Wilkinson. He pivots. His jump shot is short. Dillon with the board. Cairns will slow it down. Crowd has been super here early. Loughton with the floaters, no good. Loughton continues to struggle. Great pass from Paul Hanare.
It's one thing struggling it on the offensive end, but that time Alex Loughton predicting the pick and roll. He was getting ready to show a little slip, and we get the uncontested layup.
Daniel Dillon on a nice cut and nice feed from Crosswhite, and the Taipans are on the board, and finally New Zealand crowd sits down.
And they just squeaked that in by Daniel Dillon.
Hanare up top. Super pass to Abercrombie. Can't get the finish.
Andre Lamanis talking to him before the start of the game, and he said they're not going to do anything different than game 2. Just try and do what they do in game 2 a lot better.
Good ball movement from the Taipans. Dillon can't get the score. Crosswhite has it ripped.
Foul call on Daniel Dillon on the rebound in. Crosswhite looked like he was hacked. Saw the shirt getting pulled. He's not happy, and Aaron Fern's not happy as well. Take a look. Good rebounding contact. My goodness. We went away from that pretty quickly, but good holding of the arms there. So the home fans doing a little number on the referees early on.
Pace is definitely in favor of the New Zealand Breakers. Shooting it at a very good clip, 4 of 6. Crosswhite puts it on the floor, goes baseline. Extra pass goes to Ubaka. Dorsey for 3. That rims out, but it goes to Hanare.
Some good looks by Cairns early on. Credit the defense, the intensity of the Breakers, but still some good looks and good motion, getting it through some hands.
Kirk Penney gets his first touch. Bingo! KP for 3. 11-2. New Zealand Breakers have busted out of the blocks against the Cairns Taipans.
Kirk Penney failed to nail a 3 in game 2, so that'll be a big relief for him. Get on the scoreboard early.
Bruton turning the corner. Fouls on Ian Crosswhite, his second personal foul. He'll go to the bench.
Before game 2, Kirk Penney had 37 consecutive games with at least 1 3-pointer. So highlighting the defensive effort the Cairns Taipans were able to do on Kirk in that game 2. Some wholesale changes for the New Zealand Breakers. And when you're playing at this level of defensive intensity, you're going to have to give you guys a bit of a spell. So Andre Lemanis goes to the bench early.
Mika Vukona on the offensive glass. Kirk Penney. Short. Vukona just a monster on the glass. Can't come up with that one.
New Zealand breakers early on in the game, owning the glass 7-3.
Dusty Rychart. He comes up short. And he's grabbed by Kirk Penney. Aaron Fern is going crazy on the sideline, and you can't blame him. Everything has been contested with physical play on this end of the floor.
It is. This so far has been a tough game to officiate with the physical intensity at both ends of the floor, you'd have to say. Good move. Great passer by Ron Dorsey, and well read by Daniel Dillon. That a high pick, normally going around the outside. He saw the defense beat into the spot, so he cuts down the middle and gets the easy two. With this intensity on the defensive end, scoring points are going to be like pulling teeth. So any cheeky you can get is almost like a double whammy, and there's a three-point play to Daniel Dillon.
And it takes a little bit of the sting out of the crowd. It's only a 6-point game, and New Zealand have come out like a buzzsaw. Bruton. Good show by Loughton. Tough shot, he comes up short. Pledger is ridden out of bounds by Alex Loughton.
Just on the rebounding contest there. There's Andre Lemanis. He would have had a few sleepless nights after game two. We take a look at the foul underneath. Relatively speaking, from what we've seen in the game, that's a soft one. I don't think there's any question there was a little nudge, but relative to some of the other action, if you're going to call that,
if you're Cairns,
the refs are going to need a new whistle at halftime.
If you're Cairns, you're not happy with how this game's been officiated so far. But you have to weather those storms. It's
swings and roundabouts, Steve. You just hope they all even up in the end.
Pledger's missed on a couple of occasions.
I tell you what, the Cairns may be upset with some of the officials, but they need to be more upset with the way they go into the glass. They're getting pounded on the boards. There's Aaron Fern. You see his look of concern. 11 now. 11-4 the rebounding count.
Pledger. That's about the only thing New Zealand haven't done right. Gets 1 out of 2. Cairns just 2 of 9 from the field. Skip to Dorsey. Pull up jump shot going left. That's off the mark. Dusty Rychart knocks it out of bounds.
Like to have another look at that one on the replay too, Steve.
Yeah, I don't think he got that one either.
Now, I know Ron Dorsey, he'd be feeling good about himself given the performance in game 2, but we heard Aaron Fern saying, well, they want to take their opportunities in the fast break, but I'm not sure that was a good one. The quick pull up from the perimeter, get that shot at any stage. He can get that shot at any stage. He's that skilled. So just a little bit of anxiety shown by some of the Cairns Taipans players early on.
And this timeout's brought to you by iiNet, the official sponsor of the NBL, as Cairns try to plug up the leaky boat, come up with some adjustments in this timeout.
Are we going to man up on the glass? Are we going to man up on the glass? We've got 6 offensive rebounds already. 6. Come on. You've got to get them out. Got to get them out. Got to get them out. All right, then come up with the glass. On a missed basket. Transition. If it's there, it's there. If it's not, then get into a
little plays there, the slip, and that time it was a fake handoff, and there you see the slip. And what he's referring to in that timeout is getting the weak side help. If you're going to show on the on-ball pick and roll, the screen is going to slip to the basket, you need the third man help, and there's Kirk Penney doing what he does best, knocking down a three. So New Zealand Breakers, they're at 13 now, 13-5. They only had 12 in the entire first quarter in game one. So offensively, in game two, excuse me, off to a much better start offensively anyway.
And here come New Zealand. C.J. Bruton trying to turn the corner. Good defense from Dylan. C.J. Bruton gets the roll. Sometimes good defense isn't good enough with a world-class player.
You did right, but Aaron Fern would take that and say, well, they're the sort of shots you got to make. You shake your hand at the end of the game and say, well done, because not much more Daniel Dillon could have done.
Ibaka on his dribble penetration is deflected by C.J. Bruton.
Thomas Abercrombie coming into the game for Kirk Penney. Kirk leaves with just the 1 3-pointer. 3 points to his tally. He's 1 of 2 from the field. But early subs. This is all about keeping you guys as fresh as you can to play at this intensity. And a let off there for Cairns. Only 1 second left on the shot clock. And referee Michael Aylen.
Ibaka trying to shoot the ball because he knew the shot clock was winding down.
Michael Aylen won't have anything of that, though. Goes to the side. Underneath, out of bounds.
Ron Dorsey will inbound the ball. 1 second left. It's catch and shoot. Rychart passes it. I'm sorry, reset to 14. Rychart steps out of bounds.
You know, we heard Andre Lamanis talk about his guys having those anxiety in game two. You do sense a little bit of that, and I think that's a bit to do with the fans and the way they're so vocal and just the desire to try and get things going. Good D by Dusty Rychart, half fronting the low post. C.J. Bruton wants a sub. He's tied. So, and it's also C.J. Bruton's second personal foul, so fair replacement. Kirk Penney coming on, and there you see Dusty Rychart just with the heel on the line.
Yeah, you know, it's a C.J. Bruton with the foul there. I always wonder how a referee can miss that call, because if you sense that a guy is close to the line, you naturally look down at the line. Vaughn Mayberry all over that one, you know, because he wasn't out by much.
No, you did right. Just the heel sliding on there. Phil Jones has checked into the game, replacing Daniel Dillon. So they get a little bit more offensive threat out of Phil Jones from the perimeter anyway.
New Zealand want Jones to handle the ball. They sure don't want him shooting it. He got hot in the second half of game one. Yinde Ibaka shoots a low percentage shot. Got some good defense on him. Refs have a little bit of discussion between one another and give it to the New Zealand Breakers.
Wow. Looked like Alex Pledger had a lot of that as well.
Cairns aren't getting a whole lot. Pleasure with some pivoting. He's long, and that's pulled down by Phil Jones. Of course, Mika Vukona is in the vicinity of every rebound. Loughton needs something to go his way. Not this time.
Good option, though. Anytime the big fella seals in there that close to the basket, you got to throw it in there.
Braswell, a little too hard for Gary Wilkinson. Dylan Boucher comes into the game for the Breakers, and Aaron Grabeau checks in for the Taipans. Jones gets it to Rychart, and they get it to Loughton. Can't seem to be handling the extended pressure better. Loudon finds Allende Ibaka. Grabeau to Jones. They might get an extra one. Rychart on the offensive glass. And that's what's been happening on the other end of the floor.
Absolutely, and good work on the glass there. Allende Ibaka, he's got to make those easy layups around the basket. That was more about perceived pressure rather than actual pressure.
Penney loses the handle. Long three by Wilkinson. I always wonder when a guy steps back like that, he doesn't put it on the floor, takes 2 steps back. That's a travel.
It is.
Yeah. And it is never called. He wants to get behind the three-point line, yet takes 1-2 steps back, and that's Boucher with the hands in.
And there you see one maybe coming back the Cairns Taipans way. He's renowned for that. There he's having a little bit of fun and games with Phil Jones, teammates on the New Zealand national team for many, many years.
Considering how this game is going, if he didn't look at the scoreboard, you would be thinking New Zealand Breakers would be up by 10. But yet the lead is only 6. So that's some good fortune for the Taipans. Penney. Couple of pump fakes and gets a shot up. That's a tough shot.
It is. Good body control. Kirk Penney, we got here very early, Steve, but Kirk Penney was the first player of either team on the court shooting jumpers before the start of the game. Mind you, he doesn't miss many when he's 1-on-none.
Loughton, good spin off the glass. That's a strong move by the franchise player for the Cairns Taipans. Great to see him going. That's what they'd love.
Despite his shooting woes, Aaron Fern really going with him. He's played him this entire first quarter, yet to come out.
Boucher looking for a teammate. Abercrombie for 3. That's short. Somebody's got to get a body on Dylan Boucher and Mika Vukona. They get a running start at just about every rebound. Lead is still 6 for the Breakers. Loudon for 3. Yes, he's got 5 straight. Big bucket for Alex Loudon and the Cairns Taipans.
And you can see the relief in Alex Loudon. 2 of 22 before that shot. He knocks down the 3 and he's back-to-back baskets. And a little fist pump just to show his confidence and try and generate a bit of emotion amongst his teammates.
Wilkinson spins, can't get it. Good loose ball pickup by Jones. Ibaka in the open court is bumped off balance. Cairns, see, that's why you got to weather the storm. That might have been one that couldn't have been called.
Here we take a look at it. Just a little trip they've called. Very, very slight one, but it was there, and that's going to send Allende Ibaka to the line to shoot a couple. And as you mentioned, Steve, this is a chance to cut the New Zealand lead to 1. Allende Ibaka yet to score. He's 0 for 4 on the night. Does have the 1 assist.
He's got to keep plugging away. As we've seen in this series, guys have come alive in the second half. So even if you're struggling through a quarter, this is it. You lose, you're not a champion. You win, you are the champion. So at any point, if you can get it going, you got to persevere. Hanare, they'll back off of him. He's more penetration. Finds Penney. Fall away by Penney's no good. Rychart comes up with it, throws it away. New Zealand have plenty of time.
It was a bad, bad decision by Dusty Rychart with only 15 seconds left when he made that pass. Off the ball, offensive foul on Dylan Boucher. Andre Lamanis is going berserk on the sideline. Needs to be very, very careful here. 4 seconds remaining, 3.7 to be exact. There's that long court pass that was never on, and off the ball you saw it in the bottom right-hand corner with Dylan Boucher.
I didn't see a whole lot.
Just the slightest move, called the moving screen.
Rychart pulls up for a three. It's off the mark. It had the distance, but a little off to the right. The Cairns Taipans weather the storm, make it a 2-point game. Breakers. Welcome back to New Zealand, where the Breakers hold a 2-point lead over the Cairns Taipans. New Zealand jumped out early, but Cairns, as they've done all year long, resilient, still in it.
Able to weather the storm, shooting only at 5 of 18, 27%. The New Zealand Breakers, after a very strong start, 7 of 20, 35%. But just an absolute war of attrition out there. A lot of similarities between this game and game one. It was 17-14 Breakers way in game one and 17-15 tonight.
Super bucket in the half court for New Zealand after the quarter time break. Well executed. Pledger just giving them great value, as he's done all year long off the bench. Loughton in rhythm. His jump shot trickles out.
Just pulled back on it then, just snatched at the shot ever so slightly, tried to guide that one in. Thought about it too much, just not shooting it straight up. Coming up a little short.
Bacona spins to the baseline, offensive foul. Will McCloy was listening to Aaron Fern in the Taipans during the quarter time break. What have you got?
Well, it was very loud down here. I had a little bit of trouble hearing Aaron, but he was very happy that the boys used exactly the phrase you used, Steve, is weathered the storm. It could be a bit of a storm down here in the first quarter, especially with the offensive rebounds. They gave up 6 in the first half of that quarter and none in the second, and that is largely responsible for them coming back on the scoreboard. Expect to see more of that as they try and dominate the glass and stay in this. They're playing against not only the Breakers, but everyone in the stadium, Steve.
Thanks, Will. They have their work cut out for them. New Zealand get the stop. It's a 4-point game. Hanari with the nice pass is able to finish. Words between Lindsay Tate and Alex Pledger.
In separate weight divisions, size divisions, reach divisions, but I reckon I'd have me money on the little fella.
He looks like a terrier.
That'd upset Aaron Fern. Ron Dorsey checking back into the game, but those easy transition baskets that time by Paul Hanare, who really, his scoring is for him to score is the absolute last option when he's got the ball in his hands. Open right up for it.
Lindsay looking for some room. Dusty Rychart puts it on the floor. Has a shot block. Bolton and now count.
Steve, that was terrific help defense. Every time anyone put the ball to the floor, there was someone in the lanes to cut off the penetration. Great defensive step set by the New Zealand Breakers.
Ooh, traveling call. Crowd wanted a foul on Lindsay Tate.
Wry smile from Andre Lamanis. Fair enough.
Good
Travel.
call. Well, you didn't hear anything from Paul Hanari. He never complains anyway. Those are the turnovers, 5 to the New Zealand Breakers, which have allowed Cairns to stay in the game.
In the latter stage of that first quarter, Taipans doing a lot better job on the glass as well. It's now 14-11 rebound count.
Rychart, they're trying to find Loughton. They like that matchup. Tough shot falling away. Pledger can't come up with it, but didn't allow Cairns to come up with the offensive rebound. New Zealand's help defense has been outstanding.
Absolutely, Steve. Noted change, I think, from game 2, where they were very good. And this time it's a foul on Phil Jones as Mika Vicona tries to put the ball on the floor.
A lot of activities on the rip-through from both sides.
And Crosswhite and Daniel Dillon coming back into the game. Alex Loughton gets his first spell. Alex Loughton, 5 points, 2 of 7 shooting. Only has the 1 rebound, but doing a great job on the defensive end, clogging up the middle.
Braswell having trouble getting it in. Dorsey kicks it ahead to Lindsay Tate. He loses the handle.
He's too far ahead of himself there. He's thinking pass, penetrate, shoot, all in the one time. See, just loses control and slips out. And good defense by CJ Bruton to hold his ground.
Braswell runs into 2 Cairns defenders. Vicona wanted to pass. Everybody jumped into the passing lanes. It wasn't pretty, but they'll take it. Pass by Lindsay Tate, deflected by Bruton. Vicona tries to turn the corner, takes the bump, and gets the finish.
Then the plays the New Zealand Breakers saw very little of in game 2. And coming off turnovers, the Cairns Taipans need to be like surgeons on offense and just been a little slumpy. 6 turnovers now for the Cairns Taipans.
This timeout's brought to you by Hungry Jacks. It's the flames that make the difference. And the difference here in the second quarter has been the extended pressure. Yinda Ubaka on the bench. And then the Cairns Taipans a little more susceptible to that extended pressure, which results in transition baskets for New Zealand.
They do. Even if it's a slow transition, they're getting some good work. We saw early on some slips and some penetration off the pick and roll that was causing some defensive issues for the Cairns Taipans. So they need to readdress that.
Out of bounds. Hey, big guy. When y'all got them guards, muscle their ass. Might have an outlet. On a hang tough. Rebound. Get out and run. I like that. All right, keep doing it. Just execute. All right, here we go. Nice. 1, 2, 3.
We got the tail end of Aaron Fern's timeout, but Cairns have been in this position before. They had a great job in the semifinal series against the Townsville Crocs. Were able to weather that storm in the first half and had some players like Daniel Dillon step up, Dusty Rychart step up. So New Zealand wants to keep their foot on the gas until they can put these guys away, send them back to Cairns, because they, as long as they're in this building, are going to continue to scrap.
They've come out on fire in this second quarter. They're 4 of 4 from the field. Taipans, in contrast, 1 of 5.
Dusty Rychart with a little chippy, and that's good.
And that's a good offensive set right there. Get it inside for one more pass. Throw it in down low. Look to see your cutters find the open man if they're going to hedge or send a double.
New Zealand field goal percentage. Taipans shooting 29% from the field and still in the game. Dillon finds Ubaka. He puts it on the floor. He's looking for a teammate. They get Dillon. He just loses the handle. Abercrombie gets it out to C.J. Bruton. Pledger. His jump hook is good. Wow. It looked like an afterthought.
That last play, Daniel Dillon penetrated, and I think he saw the white shirt of Aaron Fern on the sideline. Tried to throw it to the coach.
Another bad pass. This time Braswell finds it. He telegraphs that pass, and Ubaka. And it's stolen by Braswell. Abercrombie is fouled and he scores. A series of sloppy plays, but it goes in favor of the New Zealand Breakers now with a 10-point lead.
It's an onslaught right now for the Cairns Taipans. Only shooting at 29%, it's hard to just keep the scoring. And when you turn it over and leads to those transition baskets, almost indefensible plays. They're not bad when they just come down and it's a slow transition and they got their defense set. We've seen already some pretty harsh penalties on any sloppy turnovers.
All the damage has come in the open court when they're trying to break the extended pressure and when they're trying to score in transition. They have struggled. Well, when you're shooting 29% from the field and you've committed 9 turnovers, you don't put yourself in a position.
It's highly labor intensive, but the Cairns Taipans, I think, need to get more half-court motion before they explore their penetrating options. It's hard when you're towing your defender around with you like it is tonight, but they need to find a way to try and loosen up this defense a little bit and get those types of opportunities down there low. Although that was only a 2 or 3 pass offense, just that little bit motion to loosen it up and get those penetrating passes down low to post someone up.
CJ Bruton draws a foul. Normally he waits until his team is in the bonus before he pulls those off. That's on Ayinda Ubaka, and that is his first personal foul, so he's not in any foul trouble.
Robbie, who do you want?
Bruton at the top gives it to Pledger. Nice seal by Boucher. He misses the layup over Ron Dorsey. Missed opportunity for the Breakers.
You got to make those. And again, we saw any sort of motion. Good switching out on the Kirk Penney. They're fearless. The Taipans happy to send Ian Crosswhite out when Kirk Penney's curling or coming off those screens. And there's a good drive by Daniel Dillon. Slicing his way to the basket when they desperately needed 2 points to cut the lead to 7.
4-point streak for the Taipans makes it a 7-point game. Bruton lines up his 3-ball. That's good. He had all day to line it up, and he drills it just like that. It's a 10-point game again. Dorsey catch and shoot from the sideline. Dusty Rychart with an impressive offensive rebound. Cairns will slow it down. Just under 4.5 until halftime. Ubaka to Crosswhite. Rychart just inside the 3-point line. In rhythm, drills it.
Great shot. As a coach, you can be a little annoyed. Had a little pinky on the 3-point line, otherwise to 3.
Braswell looking for a teammate. It's deflected. Nobody picked that up. CJ Bruton's long. Cairns with a bucket here would just inch that little bit closer and take the momentum their way.
Dusty Rychart coming up huge for the Cairns Taipans tonight. And there he goes again. 10 points, 5 boards, 12 points, excuse me, 5 boards. Showing that experience tonight, coming up huge for the Taipans.
Dusty Rychart with a big one, 33-27. Taipans won't go away. We got more second quarter action. We'll be right back.
I'm out showing his slip on that short flip here. Work, he goes like that low man's still there. So you got to come. If there's absolutely no screen, like go with it.
Dusty Rychart is causing some trouble for the New Zealand Breakers. Andre Lamanis and Dylan Boucher talking about the adjustments they need to make. Andrew Dusty doing a great job of slipping the screens, which is exactly what New Zealand were doing in the early part of the game.
Well, he's slipping the screens, but also running some good motion when he cuts into those low post positions. Although he's undersized with a trailing defense, they're able to get him the ball in the post-up situation. He's very crafty, but when you consider that the Cairns Taipans, 3 of their starters, Ayinda Ubaka, Ron Dorsey, Ian Crosswhite, yet to register a field goal, and they only trail it by 6. Dusty Rychart, 6 field goals. The rest of the team got 5. So he has been a huge, huge contribution tonight by Dusty.
And that's what they had against the Crocs in Game 3. Abercrombie finds Dylan Boucher. He misses another layup.
That's a couple now by Dylan Boucher. He's another one with vast experience. Won a title, of course, with the Brisbane Bullets. Sloppy turnover by Daniel Dillon. Oh, my.
Kirk Penney can't find it. He goes in strong. Great defense and a travel. Cairns come up with the defensive play on the New Zealand superstar.
Kirk just driving in the forest. Got the lucky bounce. The ball come back straight to him off that three-point field goal attempt. Just tried to power it up through it. But the two Cairns Taipans players said, no, sir.
Cairns just hanging in there as they've done all year long.
Given how sloppy they've been, already got 10 turnovers.
Ubaka with a hesitation dribble gets it to Daniel Dillon for three. Nikavakona gets his body in front for the rebound. Wilkinson spins to the baseline. Tough shot. Loughton's pushed in the back by Nikavakona.
Straight push in the back. Still, gotta love the work the Cairns Taipans are doing on the defensive end. 5 points to Kirk Penney. And as we said with the Cairns Taipans, Kirk Penney's the sort of guy, he doesn't do his best work with the ball. In the pick and roll situation, he's good at it, but that's not where he excels. He's coming off screens, and with the switching strategy of the Cairns Taipans really taking Kirk Penney out of the contest. Great D. Wow. There's one going away. Looked like great D by Gary Wilkinson.
And he wasn't fooled at all on that move. He was right there. Only question was, did he get a piece of that arm on the follow-through of Alex Loughton? And we get another look.
Oh, ball. That's a bad one.
Loughton takes advantage. A rock of concentration as you see what he's dealing with.
See, very, very easy to be critical when you got the slow motion replay of the officials, but this game and this series has been very, very difficult to officiate because of the physical nature of it. Using that judgment some of the time to say, well, what should you call, what shouldn't you call?
Oh, no doubt. Every possession has physical play in it. What is deemed a foul and what is not. That is a great play by Ron Dorsey.
Good heads-up play, lucky play.
Yeah, I was going to say it might be more lucky than great. Good defense by Broswell and get it into Dusty Rychart. Spins a tough shot from the baseline.
Phil Jones called on the offensive glass, trying to go to the boards. Fourth team foul now for the Taipans, second personal foul. But if you're Aaron Fern, you like to see that. You've got your smaller guys going in there trying to crash the offensive glass. As long as you've got your safety on the transition, you don't mind the little fella sometimes sneaking in there trying to pick up a cheapie.
Trying to feed it into Pledger. And the Breakers commit a turnover.
Kevin Braswell comes off mumbling to himself. Not happy.
New Zealand with 8 turnovers. We talked about the 10 turnovers for
Braswell's got 3 of them. I think he's more upset with himself with a couple of those loose passes.
The Cairns don't really want Jones bringing it up. Skip pass to Dorsey. He loses the handle, trying to do a little bit too much. Hanari. Can New Zealand make them pay for that turnover? Oh my. You talk about lucky. Paul Hanari off balance, figured he might as well get one up off the rim.
Still I'm going to give the 250 game veteran the benefit of the doubt. I think he did stumble, but just good heads-up play to spin that one off the glass.
Loughton for three. It's off the mark. Dusty Rychart tips it to himself. New Zealand pull down the rebound. 45 seconds to go until halftime. Dorsey gambles.
Oh!
That one's on Alex Loughton.
Little tit for tat we saw down the other end. Gary Wilkinson getting pinged for one that looked a little dubious. And here you see Hanare. No, he knew exactly what he was doing. I mean, obviously you see Aaron Fern thought he got a little lucky. But
yeah, I know he looked where he was going. But he was lucky.
Wilkinson.
He gets the second one to go. And the lead is back up to 8. Cairns could use a bucket here, but even if they don't, they would be feeling okay that the deficit is only 8. Jones. Offensive foul. Phil Jones out of control, runs into Dylan Boucher.
Again, leaving his feet, left his feet to make the pass, and that's his third personal foul. They're in the bonus, but it's an offensive foul, so Lindsay Tate comes in, and New Zealand Breakers will take it from the end line. Here we see Phil Jones there. Once you leave your feet, the referees, 9 times out of 10, are going to give the benefit of the doubt to the defense, as they did on that occasion. Good play by Dylan Boucher.
And as a referee, you can anticipate he's looking out of control. He's coming fast, and he's probably saying, okay, has Dylan Boucher got his feet outside the circle? Yes, he did. So, as we mentioned before, it's been a tough game to officiate. Just like any grand final, it's always physical play. Every play is challenged physically, but it has gone both ways for both of these clubs. It has swung.
And Steve, although the shooting percentages aren't vastly improved on game 2, this is a far better game. Tonight you see the adjustments on the defensive end, the defensive intensity, and guys finding it difficult to make plays. In game 2, the defense wasn't that great. There are some out there that believe it was great. Well, I'm telling you, it wasn't that great. And guys were just fumbling, missing shots they'd normally make. But tonight, full credit to the way both these teams are playing their defense, and more importantly, the New Zealand Breakers. The reason why they have their advantage is exactly what they're doing on the defensive end, creating those turnovers and getting those easier transition baskets. I tell you what, Andre Lamar was talking to him before the start of the game, and talking about going over the video and going through those plays. And rightfully so, he'd do it all the same. You know, we asked Shane Yield the question during the game, should he have not called the timeout and just advanced the ball from the end line? And he wasn't 100% sure on that one, but he certainly was sure that if he had to do it all again, he wouldn't foul. He would not foul and back his defense to stop them.
Well, good thing for us they decided that way, because we saw one of the most exciting plays in grand final history. Kirk Penney looks for the step back, and he's fouled by Ron Dorsey.
And that's a bad foul, given where they're at. 5.5 seconds remaining, and just saw a slight window of opportunity where you saw Kirk just gets a little tip on it and goes for it, and Kirk Penney does a brilliant job of falling over Ron Dorsey to draw the foul.
Sure did. Knows he's in the bonus. Felt the contact, went right with it. Ron Dorsey, sometimes when you get a piece of the ball, you feel like you should be rewarded.
He was right.
And then when it doesn't bounce your way, you still want it.
He was right there on that occasion. Kirk Penney, we mentioned about his woes from the free throw line. And it is fundamental that if you're right-handed, your right foot should be slightly ahead of your left when you shoot it. He's got both feet lined up on the free throw line. So,
but Andrew, when he
I don't
shoots his
fundamentally
jump shot, his feet are pretty much parallel as well.
5 seconds remaining. Well, the fundamentals of the game, you're shooting and
Tate to Dillon. Plenty of time. Shoots the floater off the glass. Lindsey Tate knew exactly how much time he had on the clock to go down there and get a bucket. Trims the lead to 7. And the Taipans are doing what they've done all year long and hanging around. The Breakers get the strong start, but the Taipans on 30, 37-30. We got Will McLeod on the sideline with Dylan Boucher.
The rest of the boys have run off straight into the change room, but I managed to catch Dylan Boucher. Dylan, a seesawing game. Both teams had runs, but you're now 7 points ahead, so you've got to be pretty happy with that.
Yeah, we made a real good run at the start of the game, and we let them back in it, so that's really disappointing. We locked in that sort of second quarter, built ourselves a little bit of a lead, but you go and give up an easy layup like that at the end of the half, and it's really disappointing.
In the first quarter, you were dominating with the offensive rebounds, especially yourself and Mika Vakona, but they've tightened that up a little bit, and that's why they're still so close behind. You've got to dominate the glass in the second half.
Absolutely. Rebounding wins championships. You know, our defense has been good, but we have to rebound. We rebound well, we'll win this game.
I'll let you get in there and talk to Andre. Thanks very much, mate. We'll throw to a break now. There's just 7 points in at Grand Final 3, the last game of the season. Steve and Andrew will be back after the break to wrap up all the first half action. But for now, it's New Zealand in control by 7 points. Grand Final NBL on 1HD.
Welcome back to Auckland, where this place is rocking. Crowd on their feet. They can sense a championship coming. It's only 2 more quarters, and one of these teams will be wearing the rings of an NBL champion. And we are just about underway here for the third quarter.
Steve,
alternating possessions gives it to Cairns.
The end of the day, Steve, Cairns Taipans need to find a way to get Ainde Ubacker and Ron Dorsey, their 2 leading scorers on the regular season, more involved in the game, and that's a good way to start with a slashing cut to the basket by Ron Dorsey. Good ball movement again, only the couple of passes, but the motion away from the ball.
And crowd into it, but the deficit has been cut to 5. Abercrombie misses the handle, but he stays in bounds. Pull-up jump shot going right, comes up very short. So Cairns draw first blood and score. And then they get a stop. Dorsey to Crosswhite, gets all the way to the basket, gets the layup to go. They score the first 4. It's a 3-point game.
And there's 2 of the 3 that stopped the field goal scoring drought. First 2 plays of the second half, Crosswhite and Dorsey kick-starting the campaign for the Taipans.
Wilkinson, good footwork, goes off the backboard, comes up short. Cairns with another stop. I'm not quite sure, but the crowd take a seat right when their team needs them the most. Dillon hanging on to C.J. Bruton, and he's picked up for the foul. He mishandles it.
Well, he could have raffled that one. Could have gone either way. Both of them, C.J. Bruton and Daniel Dillon, going after that loose ball. They lock arms. Take a look at this. Both of them grabbing each other arm. I have no idea how he came up with Daniel Dillon.
That's because he just mishandled it. He didn't deserve to come up with that call. Probably trying to do just a little bit too much. Bruton, they're looking for Kirk Penney. They get the switch. Bruton finds Wilkinson. Blocking foul. He's inside and he's moving.
And that play there with the way the Cairns Taipans are playing their defense, if they don't get the third man help, that slip after the pick and roll is going to be open, and there we see Gary Wilkinson. And that play was on a lot in game 2. But when things are tight and the guard's under pressure and you've got to thread the needle with that pass, they weren't able to take advantage of it. This time they do, and Wilkinson goes to the line.
So, Andrew, if you take a charge inside the circle,
you can't.
Is it a no call? or
Yes.
is it a block? Because
No, it's a no call.
Because you can put off the shooter by running into him.
No, it's a no call, but they're deemed then that it was an illegal contact.
There is some gray area on that rule as Alex Loughton is grabbed by Gary Wilkinson. They do not want him to get going.
No, you did right in that little semicircle. It was put there to try and make the rule a lot easier for the officials, but in fact I think it makes it a little bit harder because they've got to watch the feet and see if they're in there and check the position. It's hard enough to judge whether the player's in the sound defensive position, let alone having to check the feet as well. But technically, if you're in that circle and you are in a sound defensive position and they bowl you over, it doesn't matter. There's no charge.
But you see what I mean about
Of course,
if you bowl
I
him
100%
over.
see what you mean. I don't like the rules, Steve.
Okay. And a three-point game again is Alex Loughton.
And it's ironic that NBA actually reviewing their stance on that one as well, because they're not sure they got it right either.
Crosswhite finds Dorsey. Pull up in transition. Ron Dorsey can't get it to go. And he had a couple of those early in game 2 in front of the home crowd at the Cairns Convention Center. But it hasn't been the story. Here in New Zealand, Abercrombie comes up short. Guys are getting some opportunities, and Abercrombie misses a wide open look. Ubaka. He finds Alex Loughton. He's double-teamed. Crosswhite. Tough one off the glass. Comes up short.
Forced double team there. Good scoring opportunity. Good pass too to find Crosswhite. Just wasn't able to knock it down.
Bruton to Kirk Penney. Good no call. Contact was drawn by Kirk Penney. Good solid defense.
Just a few signs of Kirk Penney showing some frustration. He looks at the ref then thinking may have been a foul. But even in the half time he walked off, and normally we saw Will ask him to be interviewed and he brushed him aside. So Kirk Penney just showing a little bit of frustration. He's got the 6 points, 2 of 8 from the field.
Loughton wants to take pleasure off the dribble. Loses his footing. Shot clock down to 5. Jones. He's got to get it up in the air. Gets it to Dorsey. 6.5 to go here in the third. Lead is still 3. Abercrombie, he won't miss this one. He does.
Called a foul on Alex Loughton. You're right. Thomas Abercrombie, he's missed a couple of wide open ones. He's had some injury issues throughout the week. Sore heel was the problem, and they've put some extra padding, extra cushioning in his foot to try and deal with that. But you know, whenever your foot's a little bit not 100% and you're taking those long balls, you need just as much effort from your legs and your feet as you do your arms, and coming up short a couple of times.
You know, when you're athletic and you land from as high up as he does, a heel is just something that you grimace over. You need your feet on every play. Braswell throws it up in the air to Pledger. See, this should be 2 shots if he catches it in the air. You're lobbing it up to a 7-foot guy.
That's 4 fouls.
He catches it up by the rim.
Yeah.
He's shooting.
That's 4 fouls now on Phil Jones. So right immediately, Aaron Fern goes to Daniel Dillon.
Foul trouble starting to register for Cairns. Braswell to Bruton. Looks to turn the corner. No call. Daniel Dillon has it picked off by Braswell. Kirk Penney catch and shoot is short.
Way short.
C.J. Bruton steps back and hits the 3.
C.J. Bruton showing a little bit of emotion as well. Big basket by CJ. He actually looked off Kirk Penney. He had a shot. Kirk Penney was open, but he dribbled it straight out and took it himself and knocked it down.
Dorsey trying to turn the corner. He can't get the bucket to go.
Robbie, can you hear me, mate?
Penney. Abercrombie pulls up. He's short. Pledger keeps it alive and gets the tip. Alex Pledger putting his stamp of authority on the game.
Robbie, Ron Dorsey had a big part of that tip in as well. Just unlucky roll for the Cairns Taipans.
Ubaka pulls up for three, looking for his first long ball.
CJ Bruton called from the rebounding contest for holding back Ron Dorsey. Not happy with it. Looked pretty obvious from here. That's his third personal foul, and that's probably what he's most upset about. Thomas Abercrombie checks out of the game. Mika Vicona comes back in. So take a look at the rebound here. Not a lot in it.
Just looked like nothing. Ubaka trying to get his game going. Dillon skips it to Ubaka. In rhythm, his three ball is short. Dusty Rychart over the back. He's charged with the personal. Cairns struggling from the field.
Wide open opportunities are so rare. They're the ones that hurt the most. Inde Ubaka, we already saw Thomas Abercrombie miss a few, but getting no love from the three-point line. The Cairns Taipans, they're 1 of 13.
Timeout on the floor. Cairns have got to come up with something. They've been able to stay close the entire season, especially in the playoffs. This timeout is brought to you by Cinebet.com. Don't just watch it. Crucial time in the game for Cairns. Let's listen in.
The way they score. Hey guys, I want to run L or inverts or reverse circle. L or invert or reverse circles. All right? We're not going to turn into just playing one-on-one all day. We ain't going to win like that. All right? L or reverse or invert. All right? Come on, boys. Come on.
Timeout by Aaron Fern. Just warning the guys not to turn this into a one-on-one contest. They need the collective to get it done. They get that little bit of motion. And there you see Kirk Penney wide open again for the quick kickback, but CJ Bruton, look at him just get a little bit excited with his own work. Abercrombie throwing it up, and Alex Pledger claiming the two, but I reckon Ron Dorsey had more to do with it than the big fella.
He was the closest.
Just making sure the statistician puts him down for the two.
Pledger's been effective. He's got 8 rebounds. 3 of 5 from the field.
Well, really, he presents a matchup problems for most of the players on the Cairns Taipans team. Just that huge size advantage.
Rebounds picked up by Kirk Penney, and he travels.
Stumbled on Vicona.
And he steps over his teammate. Crosswide back into the game for Cairns. Got those 2 early fouls in the game. You can't really hit him crosswide full speed in traffic.
Daniel Dillon had it, and he saw the double team coming and went to Ian crosswide, but that's not the pass you want to throw to your big fella on the run. He's going 100 mile an hour. Ubaka has got to come back and get that ball, take control.
They're susceptible to the extended pressure when Ubaka is off the floor. Hanari to Braswell.
Daniel Dillon picks up the foul. Braswell off the drive. That's Daniel Dillon's 4th personal foul, so significant foul issues now. Phil Jones on 4, now Daniel Dillon.
Aaron Fern and Daniel Dillon wanted the hook. Now there's the initial contact, but as Braswell was going by, he got that right arm hooked around. That's what Aaron Fern didn't like.
Kevin Braswell goes to the line. He's yet to register a point in this game. Only 0 of 1 from the field, so it's not like he's been blazing away. Not a great stat line though, because he's got the 4 turnovers, 1 rebound. Yet to register an assist.
But he has been instrumental in that extended pressure that New Zealand have been giving the Cairns Taipans the blues on. Ron Dorsey with pressure all over him. They get it right to him. He's got it in rhythm. Tate wide open for a 17-footer. That's good.
Everyone just ran away from him. Just ran away from the ball. And he was almost forced to shoot that shot.
Braswell, he must feel it. He's got the flow going after he dropped those 2 free throws.
He hit some miraculous shots in game 2. Those little step back is his trademark.
Ubaka trying to get it going. He's off the mark. Dusty Rychart picks up the offensive rebound but can't get the score.
Crucial couple of minutes, 3.5 remaining by the end of the 4th. Taipans got to try and keep this as low as they can, very least in single figures. And here we see a foul on Ron Dorsey. He's claiming that Kirk Penney kicked your feet out. Not an uncommon sight with the shooters to kick the feet out as a defensive running to try and draw that foul. And Kirk's going to go to the line to shoot 3.
Well, he could feel him close. And that's the thing. You've got to get strong pressure on a guy that can catch and shoot like Kirk Penney does. But anything too close, he's going to throw those legs at you.
Aaron Fern going ballistic at the score bench. He wanted a timeout then. And wasn't granted.
Penney just 2 of 9 from the field. 1 for 5 outside the 3-point line.
Points equals the highest lead in this game. And eventually Aaron Fern gets his timeout.
Aaron Fern calls a timeout. Let's see if Cairns can continue to stay in this game. 3 minutes, 19 seconds to go. We'll be back.
Dusty, I want you to be the screener. And you hook people up. Dusty, get on the rim. Lindsay, come off of that hard show, pull out of the corner. Still got the post feed. Their rotations underneath will be poor. You know what I'm saying? All right, go.
And that's what they want from Dusty Rychart. Screen and get to the rim and get him back into the flow. The garbage man, Dusty Rychart, was big in the first half. They need some big numbers from him in the second.
They do, Steve. There's really not a lot more that Taipans can do on the defensive end. They're doing a solid job taking away a lot of the options of the New Zealand Breakers, but their improvement is going to come at the offensive end. They can just find a way to get a few easier scoring opportunities. That's not one of them.
Well read by Paul Hanari.
Another turnover. 15 turnovers now to the Cairns Taipans. Needless to say, that's too many.
Vacona gets it to Gary Wilkinson. Nice dish off by Mika Vacona, drawing the D. Game at a crucial stage for Cairns. The lead is 13. Dorsey's got to catch fire, and he does. Hits the long jump shot, but it only count for 2.
Uh-oh.
Mika Vacona for the jam on a nice bounce pass from Gary Wilkinson. Wilkinson wants the crowd to get involved.
You know, I was talking about the defense. Last 2 plays for the Cairns Taipans, not good enough. Very high scoring opportunities, percentage scoring opportunities coming their way.
Lindsay Tate for 3. That's no good.
And a foul, sloppy one at that. This time it's on Dusty Rychart. Gary Wilkinson. Aaron Fern doesn't like it. Just a little loose one by Dusty. There you see the miscommunication in the transition, not picking up the trailer, Mika Vacona. And on the rebound, just a little slap, a little soft one there by Dusty Rychart that gets picked up. Some of those have been let go tonight, but that one just a little bit too out in the open, a little bit too wide for the referee to completely ignore. And it's a pretty harsh penalty. Gary Wilkinson go all the way down the other end. 14 points now.
Especially since Cairns is struggling so much on the offensive end, to just give them away like that. 94 feet away from the hoop.
You know, they've held, the Taipans have held the Breakers to 38% shooting, but they've only been at 33 themselves.
Braswell thought he had the steal just on the arm. Lindsay Tate just goes right into the trap. Ooh, we got that clean.
A lot of ball.
Dorsey. Lindsay Tate left alone. Ubaka. Looking to hesitate, gets it to Tate. Crosswhite for 3. Oh my goodness, a little step back. Drills it.
The 3 balls come from the unlikely source, but they'll take them any way they can get them. Crosswhite now, 5 points in the game.
Braswell wants a clear out. Got Crosswhite on him. Hesitation, gets past him, and he finished. Took his time and cleared it out. Less than a minute to go.
That's the price you're going to pay when your rules are that you're going to switch regardless. You've got Crosswhite trying to stay with Braswell out on the wing.
Ubaka with his finish, kisses one off the window. That's good. Cairns just trying to hang around, need a stop. Ubaka's first field goal of the game. Hanare to Braswell. He's double teamed. They want to get it out of his hands. Hanare with another miraculous shot. Can't pull it off. Cairns avoid a turnover.
Only just.
Loughton trying to find a teammate. He gets Tate. 2 seconds left. Ubaka with the 3 ball. No contact, no call. Ubaka looking for a foul, can't get it. New Zealand that 1 step closer to the championship. We'll be back. Taipans in a little bit of trouble here as New Zealand and their fans are that 1 step closer to their first NBL championship.
And the Taipans need to rewrite history. The biggest comeback in a deciding grand final game has been 3/4 time deficit with 6 points. That was back in 2004 when the Sydney Kings beat the West Sydney Razorbacks. Trailed by 6 at 3/4 time.
Braswell, he's short. The long rebound goes to Kirk Penney. Will McCloy is with Mick Downer.
Mick, was a pretty tough break there. All the boys were standing up. You came back from 15 down versus the 36ers. The biggest comeback in the fourth quarter in the season. Can you do 12?
Well, hopefully. We got to believe. I mean, we have done it before. Obviously, they played unbelievably in that third quarter. Not much went our way. So, we just got to lock in. We have to get stops so we can get 2, 3, 4 stops in a row, build a little bit of pressure, get a few easy scores that might put a bit of pressure back on them. They're the ones that got to close it out. So, here we go. There's a stop right there. So just a couple more like that and we can convert. I think we'll be all right. Give it a crack.
I like your positivity. Thanks, mate.
Thanks, mate.
And Nick Downer there giving us his time. And it just shows you how the Cairns Taipans have been all year long. They've been so active in their community. They don't say no to anything as far as requests. And that just shows you right there. Assistant coach talking to us during the game. Ron Dorsey with a low percentage shot. Goes out of bounds. Dusty Rychart saves it. The New Zealand come up with it. Penney finds Vacona on the mismatch. He spins to the baseline. Good hands by Dorsey. Cairns have got to come up with a score. Rychart. Fall away jump shot over Kurt Penney's no good. They need that to drop. Good play, though. They go to the mismatch.
They do, and now they've got to tweak their game plan a bit because they need a lot of exchanges of the ball, a lot of possessions to get themselves back into this contest.
Dorsey needs some more late game annex. As Ubaka, nice crossover dribble. The reverse layup comes up short. Missed opportunity for Cairns.
Ubaka having a tough night at the office, 1 of 10 from the field. And they call a foul on Ron Dorsey. Above and beyond that, when you think of desperate times and you're trying to find someone to catch fire from the perimeter, from the three-point line, Ubaka, he's 0 of 12. When you consider this game and last from the three-point line, and Ron Dorsey picking up his 4th personal foul.
That looked clean.
Also, Ron Dorsey, he's 2 of 10, so between the import combination of Ubaka and Dorsey, they're 3 of 20 from the field.
Cairns struggle to put points on the board at the best of times, so the main part of their offense has sputtered tonight. And so have the Taipans, facing a deficit of 14. The crowd can feel it. New Zealand 22-6 in the regular season. Had their scare against the Perth Wildcats and have come out with playoff intensity since. But the Cairns Taipans have been resilient and still have 7:27 to make a liar out of all of us.
You've got to keep moving to get to receiver spots. We're getting a little bit just ball watching. Get yourself involved by cutting to the basket. Receiver spots. Postman underneath. All right. All right. Got to be ready for Dice here. Dice. I want to run shakes. Shakes. Dusty screen on the rim. Al, if you're open, shoot it. If not, get into the 45.
That timeout is brought to you by Rebel Sport. Go in store or shop online at rebelsport.com today. Cairns need some offensive weapons, and they need them in a hurry.
My word, they do, Steve. And as I said, it's really hard to find where it's going to come from. We sing the praises of Dusty Rychart. He's been superb tonight. 14 points, 8 rebounds. Been a real warrior down low.
Allende Ibaka, just 1 of 10 from the field, goes strong to the basket, comes up short.
I have to say, though, it's going to take a significant meltdown for the New Zealand Breakers to cough this one up. 7 minutes and 12 seconds remaining, leading it by 14.
Loughton to Dorsey. Tough shot for him. Hits the shot clock. He's just trying everything to get himself going.
2 of 19, the Cairns Taipans are from the three-point line. And full credit to the defense of the New Zealand Breakers, really taken the three-point option away from the Cairns Taipans tonight.
Kirk Penney stepped out of bounds.
Phil Jones coming back in for Daniel Dillon, and he's someone that we saw in game 1 light it up in the second half here in New Zealand. So he's on there trying to create a little bit more offense from the perimeter, knock down a few shots.
Jones to Rychart. His fall-away jump shot is long. Dorsey tries to give it off to Loughton. Great hustle by both teams, but it goes to New Zealand.
If body language is any judgment on whether the Cairns Taipans can find a way out of this, it's not looking good right now.
Those are the players that are on the floor for Cairns. Pledger got a smaller Dusty Rychart on his back. Mika Vakona is fouled as he goes to the hoop. Let's see if that's on Phil Jones. No, it's on Alex Loughton. Alex Loughton's 4th personal foul.
Thomas Abercrombie coming on for Kirk Penney. And Dylan Boucher getting ready to check in for Mika Vakona. Mika couldn't get the roll. As we've mentioned, the free throw line is not where he's at his most comfortable. Only a 50% career free throw shooter. And he honours that, making 1 of 2.
Jones with CJ on him. He gets it up with no trouble. Skips it to Loughton. His 3-point shot is way off the mark. Cairns take a low percentage shots, but they have to. CJ pulls up for 3. Wow. Oh my. Late game CJ Bruton.
He wanted that one. As soon as he got the ball in his hands, he knew it was going up.
Dusty Rychart throws it away to Pledger.
Look out.
Long ball by CJ Bruton. 2 quick threes by Cal Bruton Jr. And the game has exploded to 21 points. New Zealand 5 minutes and 20 seconds away from their first NBL championship. And that man right there knows how to get your team to them.
He's at his most dangerous when he knocks one down. As soon as he knocks one down, he's wide open. And he buries it again and feels the love from a standing room only capacity crowd here in Auckland. And I tell you what, I know Andre Lamanis is not a New Zealand by native, but he did a war dance after that 3-ball went in that strongly resembled the haka. The excitement and sense of relief in that man. Wow. season, full with emotion throughout the playoffs, and now can enjoy 5 minutes and 23 seconds of basketball to bask in a season full of glory.
Cairns hoping for a miracle. And that slows the crowd down a little bit. A little too aggressive.
If you're an eternal optimist and you're a Cairns Taipans fan, the only way they can come and get out of this is come down and have a barrage of threes and a multitude of turnovers. Then you have a chance.
Dusty Rychart for three. He had a good look at it. Not a great three-point shooter, but they need points and they need him in a hurry. Pledger hands it to CJ. How hot is he? There's his heat monitor. Hanari will take some more time off the clock. Paul Hanari playing in the last game of his illustrious career. CJ, step back three. That's short. Ubaka gets to the rim and scores.
Immediately, Andre Lamanis goes to his bench. Kevin Braswell, Gary Wilkinson, Kirk Penney getting ready to check in.
Bruton short with his pull-up jump shot.
Certainly keen to see exactly how hot he is, isn't he? CJ Bruton, after knocking a few down, he gets a well-earned rest, as does Pledger.
Paul Hanari goes to the bench. Crowd giving him a standing O. Dorsey.
Almost. Good ball, good footwork. Just his upper body leaned in a little bit, gets called for the blocking foul. There's Paul Hanari and CJ Bruton. And what a way to have your 250th celebrated with a championship victory.
Perfect timing. Grabo got Boucher on him. Intensity, just like it was a two-point ball game. Ubaka, tough shot over Roswell's, pulled down by Gary Wilkinson. Crowd erupted with every possession.
Steve, I've been in some gyms during finals here and throughout the world. This is one of the more vocal, motivated crowds I've ever heard.
Penney wants to get into the grand final party. He loses the handle. Dylan Boucher. Thought he got that one clean.
He did get a lot of ball. You know, Steve, this win by the Breakers, not only is it a great basketball win, but in this very proud sporting nation, first time ever, they've been able to win a Australian national competition. They've had a few cracks in the netball, the rugby league,
the Warriors.
Soccer, haven't been able to get it done.
Grabo catch and shoot from the baseline is reeled in by Kirk Penney. 2 minutes and 45 seconds until we start the celebrations here in New Zealand, if they haven't started already.
Oh, I reckon they're already well into it, Steve.
Wilkinson has a shot blocked from behind by Jones. Ubaka's foul. He'll go to the stripe.
Steve, I reckon this would be a good moment. I mean, you always like to acknowledge your players, and there's no doubt Paul Hanari, who's one of their foundation members, is going to receive a lot of accolades, but I think it'd be nice to throw him back in there, and with just, the 30-odd seconds remaining, commit a foul, sub him out, and let him just enjoy the emotion of the fans.
Exactly. He was subbed out in a multiple subbing situation.
Exactly. Now, I'm sure Andre Lamanis has got a lot on his mind. And like any coach, you know, he would want to see this out. But when you talk about a bit of theatre, he deserves it, and we'd love to see it. I tell you what, it's going to be tough. And you and I don't think are voters. Well, no, I'm not. You might be. But the Larry Senstock medal for the MVP in the series, a very, very tough selection.
Very tough.
Everyone's had some shining moments.
Gerbeau with the steal on the crossover from Penney. Rychart's little fall away is long. 1 minute and 50 seconds to go here in New Zealand.
If you're looking for a Larry Senstock medal out of left field, Nick of the Kona has quietly gone about his business on the glass, picking up some points without necessarily doing it in a demonstrative way. He certainly would be one of a few that would be deserving.
As he grabs that rebound, I couldn't agree with you more. Super effort by New Zealand.
And there it is. Maybe there's some, with telepathic powers, Andre Lamanis has gone to the bench to bring in Hanari, but now he's going to get him in and get him out.
Kurt Penney steps through and hits the three. You can't stop that. Kurt Penney's had a night he'd like to forget performance-wise, but his team is going to get the win.
You need to get a foul. Get a foul, Mika. Travel. Let that one go.
Jones. He's fouled by Kurt Penney, and I believe Kurt Penney fouled him so Paul Hanari could get himself back in.
Nothing shorter than that, and also give some of these young fellas the opportunity to experience some action in Game 3 of a deciding NBL series. A lot of these players coming on the court right now, although they don't get the same glory, same recognition, or the same opportunities, still put in all the hard work throughout the course of the season so they can get to share in the spoils with 52 seconds remaining. And I tell you what, this is what it's all about if you're a basketball player in Australia. Fantastic response by the New Zealand fans.
It has been a world-class response from these fans here in New Zealand. DJ Anthony can't get it. Loose ball. DJ Anthony has the ball go to Abercrombie.
The refs have put the whistle away. Put it away.
Let the celebrations begin. Dorsey from the corner, that's no good. And another one that's no good. Aaron Gerbeau shoots the last shot of the season, and New Zealand are the NBL championship winners here in 2011. Andrew, they've done it all year long. Since week 10, they've been the top team in the regular season. Finished the #1 seed by 5 games over Townsville. Took care of the Perth Wildcats in a best-of-3 series, which I believe really helped them as far as their toughness. And then got it done against an amazing, resilient Cairns Taipans. But in the end, it was the overall team play of the New Zealand Breakers, which is going to mean how hard is it going to be to pick an MVP of the finals?
It's real hard, but you just got to love the emotional scenes out. We're seeing Dylan Boucher. He's won a title before, but I reckon this one might mean just a little bit more, playing for the New Zealand Breakers in his native country. Penney, sensational. And look at the fans. Paul Hannah